So today we're going to be looking at 3 different types of duty belt suspenders from 3 different companies from 3 different time periods. Stick around. Alright man, take a seat, buckle up. Ordinarily we'd start with orientation of the car here, but we got calls pending and we got to get to them. So, we're rolling. We're going to have to learn on the way. Alright, today we're going to talk about the problem of extra weight on your duty belt. A lot of places don't allow you to have external vest carriers that carry most of this gear. They require that it be on a belt. The problem that creates is your belt starts to sag down. Now, one solution is the Velcro inner belt that attaches to the Velcro on the inside of your duty belt. You can see a video that I have of that up here. Another solution that you can use in conjunction with that to lock it down even better and to keep your pants from sagging and to keep you from having that duty belt falling down in the front look is a good pair of suspenders. Now, what suspenders will do is they'll pull some of the weight from off of your hips up onto your shoulders. It'll also keep the duty belt more level, which will allow you to keep your magazines and your handcuffs and your pistol and your baton, your taser and everything in about the same place in relationship to your hands the entire time you're working, regardless of when you came out of where you came out of the car or when or how quickly you were or if you're fighting with someone. If you've ever fought with someone and found your holster or your taser or your magazines slid around your back, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's important to keep things in the same place. You can reach them to take them out and reach them to put them back without having to look down at your belt. Time is money, and time is safety in the law enforcement industry. So pretty much all duty belt suspenders work by attaching a loop to parts of the belt in the front and parts of the belt in the back, and then those loops cross over the back of your neck and hold the belt up. And they normally have some sort of piece in the back that holds them together so they don't just fall off of your shoulders. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to start, as I try to in every video, with a little bit of historical context on duty belts. Not historical from a law enforcement standpoint, but historical just from my standpoint, so you can see where I'm coming from. This is the first pair of duty belt suspenders that I had. They are Uncle Mike's brand. See right there on the back piece. And they broke, which is not surprising because most stuff doesn't last 10 years when I use it. I tend to break things pretty quickly. These suspenders last me about 2 years, and they did all right. They weren't bad for the time, but there were some things that I needed to adjust on them right out of the gate that you should probably know about. I don't know if Uncle Mike's has remedied this problem or if they're still the same suspenders that they were 10 years ago, but when I got these originally, they had a safety feature built into them, which I'm sure was made to make administrators happy. This is the loop you would attach onto the duty belt, and you would snap it on around your belt, like so. Because we didn't use external vest carriers at the time, these straps would be sitting out. So if you'd snap it on your belt and had this 90-degree little twist in it, and if someone grabbed a hold of your suspenders in a fight to yank you to the ground or pull you off of someone, the suspenders would pop loose. Well, that's a cool, interesting safety feature, except that it made them pretty useless as suspenders. I put these on my belt, which, if you've seen my other videos, especially my duty belt video, you know my belt's pretty heavy. It's got a lot of stuff on it. If you put this on, even with 4 of them, and you put it on, it would just pop loose. So I was constantly having to re-snap these on, so it didn't really work as anything other than an annoyance. What I ended up doing to remedy that right out of the gate is I put the suspenders onto my belt and I ran a little black zip tie around here, essentially negating the safety feature of the suspenders, and that locked them in place and that let them soldier on for a couple of years until finally that back plate on them broke. Here's the back plate, there's the little break. It snapped loose one day, and I wasn't even really doing anything exciting. It snapped loose, I'd never seen any damage to it before, and so I took it, and I took a pin and melted the end and kind of moved it around and sloshed around the plastic with the pin, and that let it soldier on for a couple more months until finally it broke again, and I figured that's probably not working. And then I taped around it for a little while because I didn't have money at the time. I was still new, to hold it in place so I would have suspenders, and then after a while I just kind of gave up on the suspender idea because there was no one else that really had anything that I wanted to use for this purpose. You know that 10 years ago, nylon companies weren't a big burgeoning business that they are today. There weren't a lot of options out there for suspenders for duty belts. So I gave up on them for a while, and I went to a Velcro inner and outer duty belt system with belt keepers around it. You can see a video on that right up here, and that worked pretty well, except that it doesn't keep the belt, it doesn't keep the duty belt level on your body. So while all your stuff's going to be in the same place on the belt, and the belt's going to be on the same place on your pants, the front of the belt will sag down, and you kind of look stupid when the front of your belt sags down. You'll look artificially fat, and I don't need any help looking fat. So to be honest, I just kind of dealt with it for a long time. Now, when I worked in SWAT for a little while, I got issued a different pair of suspenders that were purpose-built for that and had a lot of features that I really liked. These are those. These are made by Blackhawk. See on the tag right there. These had some features that were purpose-built for use in a higher threat tactical environment where you're going to carry a whole bunch of gear. You know, on my normal duty belt, I carry 3 magazines. On the duty belt I had for this, I had 6 just pistol magazines. Then you had rifle magazines and a gas mask and a dump pouch and all sorts of other stuff. So this wasn't designed with the breakaway system. In fact, it was designed with Velcro on the loops that you would attach to your belt so that it would Velcro to the belt, around the belt, and then snap in place. This wasn't going anywhere at all, ever. I mean, this is, you could lift somebody up by these. What it didn't have, just like the other ones didn't have, was any method to swivel this around. So the problem you'd get into is you'd clip these onto your belt, and when you threw your belt on, kind of like a backpack, if you had the straps twisted, you'd have to take the whole thing off to untwist them, which is really not a tactical issue, it's just a minor inconvenience. But you know, I don't like my stuff to take more work to put on and off every day. I'm already spending a few minutes every day just loading all this stuff on and taking all this stuff off. It was less of an issue with these than it was with the first ones that I had because of this big yoke harness that they had on it with a whole bunch of padding. So this is pretty stiff, and because the harness is most of the webbing, it didn't get a lot of opportunity to get twisted. You could grab this as one big piece. The downside to this is that it's so bulky and there's so much padding that actually held the vest away from you. Now that's all right when you're wearing 70 to 80 pounds of stuff and the vest is encompassing most of your body. You actually want a little airflow behind the vest while you're running and jumping and going through windows and all that happy stuff. I tried using these same suspenders for patrol, and the problem I ran into was it stuck so far out that I looked so comically large with this on, because it adds another ½ inch to your chest diameter, and then again in the back, that it looked goofy. And already, if you've seen my video about my duty belt setup with the vest, it's just, I have so much stuff already in my vest, it's already really thick. It looked goofy, and it started rubbing on my neck because it held the vest away from my body. The vest would shift over and rub up against the side of my neck. I had to wear my collar up for a while. It just wasn't working out. So after a couple of days of that, I gave up on the big, thick suspenders. Now recently, I got back into suspenders because I got sent a pair by 911gear.ca. These are their newer generation suspenders, and they started off doing something very similar to the Uncle Mike's ones. But they did a bunch of improvements to your traditional duty belt suspender design that I really like. And I started to wear these out on patrol just to test them, and I gave them to a couple of other guys who wore them, and everyone really liked them, and then I had a hard time getting the things back. These combined attributes from the heavier duty suspenders with some new stuff that I liked and solved a lot of the problems that I originally had with the Uncle Mike's suspenders. Starting from the bottom up, they integrated a snap system that didn't have the goofy safety and Velcroed to the Velcro inner belt, I should say to the Velcro outer belt. So when you attach this on a belt, there's loop side Velcro that sticks to the hook side Velcro, and you stick it on and it holds it in place, and then you wrap the suspender around and snap it on, and there's Velcro and snaps that attach here at the front, so it takes an awful lot of force to pull it off. And because it's Velcroed directly to the belt, it doesn't slosh around. So just like I talked about in the inner and outer Velcro duty belt video, this isn't going to move and slide around the way the Uncle Mike's ones originally did. Also, once it's attached onto your belt, because there's no goofy safety system, this stays on there. You can lift yourself up by this. And then they integrated a swivel instead of just a D-ring. The original Uncle Mike's ones I had just a D-ring that it attached to. So if this got twisted around, you have to take it off, put it back on, and play around with it to get it on straight. This one, the 911 gear ones, if you twisted this all up and put it on, as soon as you tightened it and put weight on it, it untwists on its own. So you're not screwing around while you're getting dressed every day. These are nice YKK brand clips right on there. We use these for a month. They haven't managed to break, which is a testament where I'm at, trust me. They changed out the back plate. Instead of having a hard plastic back plate like the original one that would crack, this one is stitched down. Now, I haven't used these long enough to know how long this back plate is going to last and how long the stitching is going to last, but it's nice double stitching, and the nylon strap goes all the way into it. It stitches around. It's got a little bit of stretch and give in it, and you can see that after a month of use, it's not showing any visible signs of wear here. And it's got shoulder pads, but instead of the big, thick shoulder pads, see, as a comparison, here's the big, thick shoulder pads I had on the Blackhawk model that was made for SWAT, and here's a nice, thinner shoulder pad. What this does is it distributes that 30 pounds of weight a little more evenly without pushing your vest further off of your body any further than it has to. So if you're dealing with a heavy duty belt and you're thinking about suspenders, the technology has come quite a long ways in the last 10 years, at least from what I've seen. The nylon gear market has gotten a lot better. There's a lot more competition in it. Here's one brand that I really like for patrol duty gear, and a couple of other ones that I've used before. The links for the products are all down below in case you wonder or you want to get more info on them. You guys be safe out there, and we will see you next week. Well, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a whole lot more to come. As soon as I finish up these calls, go 10-8. County 291. 291.